How's everybody doing? Reverend Colonel here. I had to take last night off. Whew. And it was a rough night. Um, it was COVID brain absolute meltdown. Um, it was just, she was all over the place. I had been told earlier in the day she was doing much better, and I got her doctor to lift restrictions on visitation because she was doing good that the other night, and she was doing so good during the day, they said. And so I brought the kids up there, and oh my gosh, it was bad. I'm not going to go into details because I don't want to embarrass her or anybody else or anything like that, but it was just, man, people, you have no idea what it's like. It's like dealing, well, there's a thing that older people get that's called night timers or something like that. Anyway, um, sundowners. That's what it is. Sundowners, where they kind of get where they don't know who they are and or what's reality or something like that. Well, she knew who she was, but boy, she did not know what reality was, and she was telling us about some stories about some stuff that she said happened to her and things like that, and it was like, oh my goodness. It was bad. And I'd given her phone before, and I had to take her phone privileges away because she was just, yeah, I couldn't trust her with it. I didn't know what she was going to do. So, anyway, so I called this morning to find out. They said that she had a good, restful night, and she was doing good during the day, and I checked later, and I talked to I talked to the case manager, and they're going to get her in rehab here in just a couple of days. She will be moving out of the hospital and into a rehab where they will help with physical things because she hasn't walked and stuff in weeks, and also with her cognitive abilities. And so tonight was a good night. She still remembered bits and pieces of last night. She also had a very strange dream last night where I was a drug dealer and all kinds of bad stuff going on. And anyway, we know that's not true. Um, but anyway, um, but she was in reality. She knew what was real and what wasn't real. We had a pleasant visit. It was awesome. She wanted me to spend the night, but unfortunately they won't allow that, and she was sad about that, and she even wants me to call the nurses station and let them know that I got home safely when I get home. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, because I can't text her or anything like that and let her know, and I thought it was sweet that she really cared about me that much. And it was just a very sweet, very nice, loving visit that we had. It was really good visit, and she was a lot more cognitive. She understands. She was saying it's my COVID brain, and she knows and she understands what she's going through, and she's starting to get it now, and that's a big success, that right there. She even remembered my truck's name. She did. She mentioned Miranda. So anyway, so I thought that was awesome. And progress, man. I tell you, I last night I cried before God. I literally cried before God for her. And this morning prayed really hard and reached my arm out towards where the hospital is from our house, and I prayed in the spirit, and prayed for healing for her and stuff. And I was just, through my reading, I've been reading about Jeremiah, and he's just going through all the stuff with the Jews. It's like, time and time and time and time and time again, y'all just don't get it, and y'all this bad stuff, and just trying to remind them how big their God is. And and that was my attitude all day today. It was like, my God is bigger than this. My God is bigger than any COVID. My God is bigger than the hospital. It's bigger than this town. He's bigger than this whole universe. My God has got this. You know, he put the planets where they are, and made us. And so you got to have faith. You got to have faith. Sometimes it's like things will happen, and you think things are progressing good, and then something just knocks the wind out of you. And man, that is not the time to give up. That is not the time to doubt. That is the time to get really, really freaking serious about your faith. And that is what I did. And, God's fixing her. He's fixing her. I'm seeing it happen. Tonight was a really good night, and I wanted to share that with y'all. And so anyway, yeah, that's all I really got to say, man. I mean, this COVID thing's evil, and it does evil, bad things to people, and it hits people different ways. And apparently this COVID brain thing is very common, and it's a horrible ordeal for any human being to go through. I mean, it's hard on me and hard on the kids, but nothing like it is for her. I mean, because she's the one going through it, and she's now at the point where she knows what she's going through. She knows that she's not all there and all with it, and that's got to be hard. Can you imagine what it's like to know that, yeah, not exactly all here, And so nobody wants to admit that, even when sometimes we aren't all there. But anyway, she's doing better, and you just got to keep the faith. You got to stay in the Word. Read the Word every day. I can't say that enough. You got to get in your Bible every day, and I recommend you do it first thing in the morning with your cup of coffee. Before anything else, prioritize, cut out a slice of time before you do everything else you do in your day, and read the Word and meditate on it and pray. And that's just what you got to do. You got to do it. You got to keep the faith. So anyway, I don't know why my lights shut out on me on my car. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, that's about all I got to say. Stay in the Word, pray, keep the faith. This is the way. Reverend Colonel out.